One of the challenges that Carolyn and I have run into that was a big point of our life was the birth of our twins. We had our son first. 2 years later, Carolyn was pregnant with twins. And because of complications, they were born 3 months premature. And one of them, Katie, was born with cerebral palsy because of that. And it was just an extremely tough time in our life. I have a picture of the twins when they came home. They weighed 4 pounds, and granted we didn't put them both into the child seat, but it wanted to show you how little they actually were. Even though we had insurance, you get bills from the hospital where they decide that they're not going to cover a certain charge, and that bill might be $40,000, $50,000.
I literally would write a check, and I would intentionally forget to sign my name, so it'd have to come back to me, but I had made effort to pay it, at least I thought that would be what they would think. And it would come back, but in the meantime, something, cleared in the bank, so I was able to pay that bill now. And, you just do what you have to do, and we did. And
what better family to be born into, right? I mean, between her degree and us having the gym and our awareness of, of physical fitness and nutrition and empowering her, and she's 19 years old now and off to college and brilliant and just a special human being. It's not always easy. Sometimes you run into things in your life and you've got to pick yourself up, and being a team and having a dream together and knowing where we want to go, that was just a big part of that. I'm Paul Fetters.
And I'm Carolyn Fetters.
And we own the training spot in Huntington Beach, California. The way I got started as a trainer out of Gold's Gym in Venice was in the gym. If I saw someone struggling, I would say, hey, maybe you should do this and help yourself. And there was this gal, and she goes, you know what, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And she says, can you help me? And I said, well, I'll be happy to help you when I'm here, but I've got a job and I barely have time for my own training. She goes, well, how about if I give you $40 to come in? I'm like, when would you like me here? And she was a client for 9 years. When I got 3 clients, I was making more money than my 40-hour-a-week job, and I realized early on that that's where I'm happiest, in the gym.
Yeah, I worked at the coffee shop when I was at UCLA, and I was a rower. I rowed crew. And Paul was a consistent customer, and so he started talking to me, and he offered to train me one day. So I ended up training with him, and he said, I know you'll be thinking about me for the next few days. And I went, what's that all about? And sure enough, I couldn't walk for the next few days, so I really understood what he meant after that.
I think it was in 1991 when we started having kids, but then we had 3 kids already, and we knew that we needed to move to Orange County, where Carolyn grew up, because the school system was better. So we made that move, and so for 5 years, I drove back and forth to Gold's Gym from Huntington Beach, and I kind of saw the writing on the wall around that time when the gyms were charging a monthly for the trainers to work out of there, and then once the owners started to see how much money the trainers were making, then they started to get a little bit greedy. So I knew it was coming, so I started buying equipment. I put it in storage. So sure enough, the gym owner comes to me and he says, starting Monday, you don't get to train here anymore, but I'll take care of your clients for you. I'll buy your clients for you, whatever. I went home, I said, here's that day. So over the weekend, we literally stripped our garage to the studs. Mm-hmm. I put in a window in the back. I put a vent in the roof. We got some rubber mats that somebody was throwing away. Mm-hmm. I remember I stuck it in the back of my truck and rolled that out, brought the equipment out of storage. And Monday, all my clients, I said, come to my house. And it was a blessing. They loved it. And I got to see my kids go to school, and it was a great little gym.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
We did that for about 5 years.
Yeah, 5 solid years until we outgrew our neighborhood and our garage.
Growing up in the gym, well, like you said, started in the garage. We have clients to this day who have seen me leave for 4th grade, you know. My dad pulls my bike out of the garage, sits it there, and all the clients, wave me off. But it's been a cool experience,
When we were little kids in elementary school, the bus stop would be right outside our house. So every morning we'd walk out to the bus stop and say goodbye to our dad for our school day. And it's just kind of funny seeing our clients training, and then sometimes they would do our hair because my mom couldn't do a French braid or something like that. So we kind of grew pretty personal relationships with some of the clients, and it was just pretty funny.
So we went from a 400 square foot garage to a 1,200 square foot, which was still small, but it felt fabulous. 10 years later, we took the space next door and we went from 1,200 square feet to 3,000 square feet. Although before that 10 years came up, we opened up a second gym that we've had now for 5 years. So it's just been this progress that's been fabulous, and each level has brought us more success. And at the base of it is how we deal with our people, and when they come into us, and how we embrace them as a family, and they feel like it's a family, and ultimately we just really take care of the people.